Control of the U.S. Congress could depend on who wins this race. DeLuzio versus McCurry is one of the most competitive races across the state, and we are taking a closer look at District 17. They heard the winds pick up, then their power cut off. That's when this happened. Massive trees came crashing along Holton Road, taking down power lines. They say that someone threw a brick or rock into the window, shattering the glass, and then climbed inside, making off with cash. We have the exclusive video showing the suspect. First calling him homophobic slurs, and then he says things turned physical. They began punching him before one picked up a brick. Now some members of council are urging that a new chief of police not be selected until after the May Democratic primary. Tonight, the mayor responding. She opened the door and sat down, but she didn't close the car door. That's when the suspect pulled her out of the car, jumped in, and took off. National Cheer Convention in Dallas, Texas over the weekend. Now take a look at this video. You can see thousands of cheerleaders, parents, and coaches all running from what they thought was an active shooter. We are leaving the airport and we're driving into the city, and bam, that is the stunning view of Pittsburgh. Now, this is still a very active and emotional scene as we have seen parents reconnecting with their children. Emergency personnel are here on the scene directing traffic out of the park. Adding bulletproof glass to the storefront and enhanced safety measures to the doors are just a few of the safety precautions that Sister PGA says they now have to consider after they say decisions in Washington have placed a target on trans organizations. All night, this group of supporters was confident in Lee that she would secure another victory. They said that they voted for her because they believe that she would bring back the necessary funding to fix infrastructure, improve living wages, and secure more affordable.
Learn about Pittsburgh. Tell us everything.
Oh my goodness. First and foremost, Pittsburgh. There is so much to love about it. It has world-class museums, it has sports teams, and a diverse culinary.
What's next in Pittsburgh?
Okay, so food is love, right? Food is definitely love.
You're talking to the right people.
So Pittsburgh has some of the best food of any city, and we're known for Primanti Brothers sandwiches. Primanti Brothers was founded in 1933.
Joining in.
I'm so into this. What is the terrible towel?
So the terrible towel was invented by former Steeler radio announcer Myron Cope during the 1975 playoffs. Ooh. It helped provide the magic touch as the Steelers went on to win the Super Bowl. Gordon and Lisa, the McKeesport Police Department is under fire tonight after a now viral arrest video was shared to social media over the weekend. In the video, you can see police officers kneeling on the neck of an elderly man. They then begin kneeing the man over and over again. Now, I want to caution you that this video is disturbing. Take a look at this cell phone video. You can see the moment when a McKeesport police officer begins repeatedly kneeing a man in custody while another officer kneels on top of the man's neck and head. Officers remain on top of the man until he is handcuffed and then sat upright. That man in the video is 72-year-old Callie Stinson Sr. According to his family, he is now hospitalized, suffering from head trauma and broken ribs. Stinson was charged with 2 counts of simple assault and 1 count of resisting arrest.
This is the 70-year-old man, and there's nothing you could tell me that he could have done to even provoke, such an attack. There's no excuse for that at all.
Stinson's arrest is not under review, sparking outrage amongst community members like Fawn Walker Montgomery with the Take Action advocacy group.
This is a pattern of excessive force and misuse of power by McKeesport Police Department that has been going on for years.
In 2020, the ACLU of Pennsylvania filed a lawsuit against the city of McKeesport, Allegheny County, and numerous police officers following what they called an aggressive manhunt that targeted black residents and violated their Fourth Amendment right. But today, the police chief defended his officers' use of force. According to police, on Saturday afternoon, officers were called to Beach Street. Stinson was allegedly threatening to throw a brick at another man. And when officers approached, 72-year-old Stinson rushed the victim and began throwing punches.
Knees are on his neck, and they're just jamming it, and there's no need for that. We're people. We're not dogs. We're not inhuman. We are actual human beings.
The city of McKeesport mayor confirmed that the incident will not be reviewed by an outside agency, something Montgomery says is a mistake and is urging residents to attend the upcoming city council meeting to push for action.
They're not judge, jury, and executioner. It is not up to them to decide who lives or dies.
Now, the Take Action Advocacy Group is hosting a town hall meeting later on this month. That city council meeting also will be hosted on April 2nd. Live here in McKeesport, I'm Talia Kirkland, Channel 11 News. On December 21st, 2023, Monroeville police were called here to the Red Roof Inn. A teenage girl had been shot and the two boys responsible had taken off. But police officers had two key pieces of evidence: surveillance footage captured from the hotel and a street address. They quickly obtained a warrant and moved in. The problem, they had the wrong house.
I was like numb basically because I was totally out of control. There was nothing I can do. One of her sisters said, "What are those dots on you?" And she looked at herself and she saw like red and green dots on her.
At that moment, the family didn't know they were lasers from SWAT team weapons. Monroeville PD had asked Pittsburgh police to execute a warrant for this man, 18-year-old Durante Brown, a suspect wanted in the Red Roof Inn shooting. Suddenly and violently, officers entered the home.
When I got to the bottom of the steps and I just saw a bunch of glass breaking and doors being pulled off.
Kelly was dragged outside with no coat or shoes.
When you're pulled out, you know you have two kids with you, but you have other children in this house.
Right.
What is going through your head?
I hope they don't kill him.
As Kelly pleaded outside, officers continued to search the home, shattering glass windows, breaking through walls.
I did keep hearing them say 1102 Polson Avenue, and I immediately said, "Well, you have the wrong, this is a mistake, you have the wrong address."
Kelly filed a federal lawsuit and last month was awarded an undisclosed amount from the city. But her attorney, Maggie Coleman, says police policy needs to be stronger. According to the Pittsburgh Bureau's policy, officers need to complete a risk assessment before every SWAT initiation. Officers are instructed to know who is in the house, children, the elderly, and those with disabilities, and then report that information to senior leadership.
It was not completed in Kelly Angel's case.
Do you think it is a failure if there is an instance where that isn't found out?
Yes, absolutely. I believe that it's an obligation of that type of response.
Current police chief Larry Scarrato was not in leadership at the time of this raid. Scarrato says under his leadership, all pre-planned SWAT operations like executing warrants are reviewed before SWAT teams enter a home.
We've definitely done things different now than we had in the past.
The chief also cites the 2023 Garfield standoff, where city officials made repairs to nearby homes.
We have a moral responsibility, if we have impacted a community, to create some sense of calm, some sense of safety.
Coleman says that's not enough.
There needs to be more transparency about what exactly the SWAT team is doing, how often they're being used. Up until about 2014 or 2015, the city of Pittsburgh released that data. And they have since stopped releasing it.
Channel 11 made a formal request for recent SWAT callouts and found from 2019 to 2023, the number of times SWAT was used to execute a warrant decreased from 89 in 2019 to 63 in 2023. As for Kelly, she says she's satisfied with her court victory, but says this incident changed her family's sense of security forever.
Just knowing that at any time, people that are supposed to protect you can just bust through your door and come in your house, I'll never have that. Because if it happened once, it could happen anytime.
I'm Talia Kirkland, Channel 11 News. In the months following the accident, neighbors say they are still concerned about the intersection. As you can see, there's a stop sign here on Tacoma, but they want to see one put along Rosedale.
Somebody else's child gonna end up like mine, you know what I mean? And I don't want to see that.
It has been nearly 5 months since Corey Carter's 9-year-old daughter, Courtney, was hit and killed while riding her bike along Rosedale Street in Homewood. Corey told us despite time and promises, the city has done little to improve safety.
I still got to deal with my daughter not being here every day for something that could have been prevented.
According to data collected in 2023, before Courtney was hit and killed, there had been 3 car crashes along Rosedale in the past 3 years. There was a record of excessive speeding on the road and countless 311 complaints. We reached out to Councilman Kahari Mosley, who represents the district.
And in this case, there was a stop sign what they call a stop bar and a crosswalk put in place at Rosedale and Tacoma.
But when we got to the intersection, there was no stop sign on Rosedale. Corey says the crosswalk and stop bar, a line on the street that shows drivers where to stop, was not enough.
You have to slow down for a speed bump. You can't just ride over a speed bump. You'll mess up your cars.
We asked Councilman Mosley if they plan to put in a speed bump or an additional stop sign. He said he's working to see what else could be done with this year's budget, noting that stop signs are more feasible.
Speed bumps, I think, are in the 5 figures of cost, and generally a city council district gets maybe a handful of speed bumps, throughout a calendar year.
Corey told us that Courtney would have been 10 on January 5th, and he hopes the city will give him the gift of safety for her birthday.
We not trying to live on empty promises.
Council will soon reconvene for the new year, and neighbors here hope that this intersection is top of mind. In Homewood, I'm Talia Kirkland, Channel 11 News.